Hi, Year 5. We're going to be editing, but more than editing this time, we're going to be reviewing. Let me make this into, there we go. Reviewing our biography that we wrote. Biographies, there's lots of us. And so what I want you to do is to look at the checklist that I've put on the sway, which looks something like this. What can you improve in your biography? So it's not just thinking about editing the way that we normally do, but actually we're going to be writing another biography next week, and I want us to really think about what we've done well and what we need to improve for next time so that our next biography is even better. So we're going to look at the different features in a moment, but first of all it says 1. Is the biography presented well? So have I used neat handwriting? Straight away I can see that that needs a capital letter because that's got a capital letter. Have I used neat handwriting? In mine I've typed it. If you've typed yours, I'd like you to do write down that next time you're going to handwrite it with your neatest handwriting to practice writing neatly. If you think that some of your paragraphs are written neatly but others actually could be written more neatly, then I'd like you to write it again, or at least that paragraph, more neatly. Have I missed out any capital letters, any full stops, any other punctuation? Have I used a ruler to underline my headings? Have I used paragraphs? So all of those sorts of things, and as well as reading it back to yourself and making sure you haven't made any silly mistakes, all of those things are really important now to correct in your report, but also to make a note of, which we're going to come on to in a minute. At the bottom, write a target, make a note of it so that next time you think, right, I need to remember to do that. So I'm going to be writing more slowly this time. I'm going to go and get a ruler before I start, and so on. Number 2 says, look at the features checklist below and see if you can tick off all of the features. If not, go back and make changes. So that's this, and you should see that in this way. So have I used third person, or have I sometimes slipped into saying I or we? Especially if you're talking about a family member, you might accidentally sometimes slip into first person. Have you used formal conjunctions? It says here, formal conjunctions. I'm just going to move me up. There we go. Have I used formal conjunctions? So I'm going to have a look now. Going to have a look at the one that I wrote with you, a biography about Dr. Kim Pearson. Now I haven't used handwriting, I've typed it, so actually my first thing would be that I would handwrite it next time, or make a note to handwrite it next time, maybe copy a paragraph handwritten. But I'm looking through it and checking that it makes sense. I underlined that because I wasn't sure it made sense, so I'd go back and change that. Have I got commas in the right place and so on? But now it said, have I got formal conjunctions? So I'm going to go through it and check, have I got any formal conjunctions? So I can't see any obvious ones in this first paragraph, so maybe I could add one in there. So my formal conjunctions, things like despite, however, as well as, due to. Oh, I've got a due to, so I could then say, yes, I have. I'm pleased with those formal conjunctions. So I've got due to, I've got however. So I have used some. Could I add some more maybe? Maybe I'll make a note that next time I need to remember to add more in where needed. Don't want to go over the top maybe. Relative clauses, using who or which. Now if I look at it, I don't remember using any actually. So maybe I should put some in. Or maybe I'll make a note that next time I'm definitely going to use some relative clauses because I don't think I have. I've got some parentheses and that's great. I've got some great language, but I haven't got any relative clauses. So here, due to being a relentless optimist, Pearson has taken on many challenges. Oh, actually, that is a relative clause. That others discouraged. So that, so using who or which, but actually maybe that I've written that instead. Maybe I should say which others discouraged. So I have got a relative clause there. Fantastic. I wonder if I could add some more in. Have I used formal language? Well, I remember thinking hard about using formal language, which is why I underlined this, because I changed a word from fighting to conflict. I've used presently, accomplished. So I've used lots of formal language, lots of words that maybe I wouldn't use in everyday life if I was talking to my sister, but I would use if I was talking to my boss, Mrs. Longhurst. Facts. Have I got lots of facts? So have I got dates? Have I got places? Have I got actual events that happened? So I'm actually stating facts. And again, we've got dates here. And then at the bottom, I added a few more to my features list, didn't I? So ideas linked across the biography. Now that's more of a tricky one, a nice challenge for you. If you haven't done that, then that's something to write down as a target for next time, to link your ideas across the biography. So in mine, I've mentioned that she accomplished a lot. Haven't really said much about that or about her being a doctor. Here it's linked though about being a doctor. I've said something about how she got the idea of being a doctor. So later on I would want to bring that back into it. Also, I've said she has taken on many challenges which others discouraged. So later on in the biography, I should be writing about some of the different challenges that she has faced, which other people maybe thought, you can't do that, and she's gone ahead and done it anyway. So that would have to come later on in my biography, and it would be great if you could link your ideas in a similar way. That's a really high level of writing if you can achieve that. Photos. I've got a photo. Have you got any photos? Have you used paragraphs? I have, and they've got subheadings. Have you got a summary at the end? So check that you've got something summarizing everything, bringing it all together, and really just sort of saying what that person is now doing or what happened when they died, if they're someone that isn't still living. If they are still living, what are they doing currently or presently? And then finally in our sway targets, it says write a target of things to remember to do when you write another biography next week. So really you should be doing this as you go along, as you go through the report and do your checklist. But have a look at it at the end and think, right, what are the main things that I really want to achieve when I write my biography next week? What are the key skills that I feel like I've missed out on this time by rushing, maybe? And I want to really take my time and make sure that I include all of these things next time. Okay.